Everyone, so welcome back to my show Shooter Review and Reactions. So we are back with another video, and this is a serious video, and you should watch this video with me. And this video is also about Russian army, and in this place Russia wants Israel. In this video Russia wants Israel to seize money, stop its attacks on Syria. So let's watch this video and see what this video is all about, man. My English is so bad, man. So what? We don't know. So let's watch this video, man. This serious video, and you can also leave your comment in the comment box, and you can also leave your subscribe. You just subscribe. You don't need to leave anything, but you can leave your opinion. So subscribe and hit the bell icon, and also like, man. So let's watch this video together and give our opinion. So what is in happening in Syria and what Russia is doing. So let's watch this.
How Russia responds to Israel's attacks on Iranian targets inside Syria could make all the difference as to whether the region boils over into full-scale war or continues to simmer at its current, already dangerous, level. In an official statement last week, the special envoy of the President of Russia to Syria, Alexander Lavrentiev, indicated that Moscow was rapidly losing patience with Israel over airstrikes against alleged Iranian targets on Syria soil. Sooner or later, the cup of patience, including the Syrian government, may be overflowing, and a retaliatory strike will follow, which will accordingly lead to a new round of tension. These attacks must be stopped, they are counterproductive. We hope that the Israeli side will hear our concerns, including concerns about the possible escalation of violence in Syria. The language, though diplomatic, leaves little room for misinterpretation. By using the term including about the Syrian government losing patience, Lavrentiev left no doubt that the other inclusive party was Russia. This linkage carries over into the not-so-veiled threat of a retaliatory strike and possible escalation of violence. In short, Lavrentiev's warning was as blunt a threat against Israel that could be made short of stating the obvious: if Israel continues to bomb Syria, Russia will have no choice but to shoot down their planes. From the moment Russia dispatched its armed forces to Syria in September 2015 to prevent the collapse of the Syrian government of President Bashar Assad at the hands of US-backed Islamist terrorists, it has found itself at the nexus of competing geopolitical games. One of the main issues confronting Russia was avoiding conflict in its airspace between its air force and the anti-Islamic State coalition headed up by the United States. This task was complicated by the fact that the US was really using the campaign to counter Islamic State, formerly ISIS, as a cover for training and equipping Islamist forces dedicated to the removal of President Assad. The US also sought to leverage its influence with Syrian Kurds to create an autonomous region in northeast Syria that operated outside the control of Damascus. Iran is likewise deeply ensconced in
So we're
Syria.
seeing
Like
the
Russia,
US is doing
Iran's
shit
involvement
things
came at the
to
explicit invitation
Syria,
of the Syrian government. Iran's Syrian engagement
and Russia is
predates that of
helping
Russia. Indeed,
to solve
it
this
was Iran
problem.
which helped convince the Russians of the necessity
And
of
Israel is
intervention.
all the problem. We
As
should
such, Russia and Iran have had common
Russia should
purpose when
just
it comes to
shoot
stabilizing the
Russian
security situation inside
Israelis
Syria.
plan, man.
However, Iran's involvement goes beyond simply helping Syria, and instead is part and parcel of a larger regional strategy built around the concept of an axis of resistance, which would further Iran's regional security and ambition. As such, Iran has used the Syrian conflict as a cover for facilitating military support for Hezbollah in Lebanon, both in terms of allegedly supplying that organization with precision-guided munitions capable of reaching Israel, but also establishing a de facto second front by helping Hezbollah establish itself in the Golan region of southern Syria. The Iranian actions have been deemed threatening by Israel, which has responded by undertaking a concerted campaign of airstrikes designed to destroy and deter what it deems to be malign Iranian activity. As such, Russia has taken a hands-off approach when it comes to Israeli military strikes against targets affiliated with any Iranian activity not directly tied to supporting the Syrian government. While Russia has repeatedly cautioned Israel about the destabilizing effect of its airstrikes, Russia has avoided making any direct threats against Israel. Lavrentiev's statement changes this calculus. By declaring that Russia's cup of patience will soon run out regarding Israel's actions in Syria, Alexander Lavrentiev has made it clear that Israel can no longer assume Russian inaction in the
Yes,
face
Russian
of
should start
continued attacks
attacking,
on
man.
Iranian targets inside Syria. The question is whether Israel believes Russia is bluffing, or whether it can defeat any Russian actions in response to continued
Israelis
airstrikes in
can't.
Syria. In this, Israel would do well to reflect on Russia's recent history. Bluffing
Israelis
is
can
not part of the
defend
lexicon.
against Russian attack, man. Russians are that powerful. So that's it. And I just want to say that Israelis should be stopped, and Israelis must be stopped. Need to stop. They need to stop, and they can only stop by force. You just can't say Israelis, please don't shoot us. You have to force them to stop. I mean, Russia can do that. Russia can force Israelis to stop, and they can also bring peace in Syria. But Russia needs to be in the forefront of this because they have the power. Russians have the power, US have the power. US are against Syria. They are destroying Syria with Israelis, and Russia also have the power, so they can help to stop US from interfering in Syria, and also they can stop Israelis from attacking on Syria. Israel is does Israel a state? We don't recognize Israel as a country. They just took land from, they just come as a refugee Israelis, and they just took off the whole land. That was a, what can you say, coup done by some refugees. They wiped out the whole region and they created a new shit. I just want to say, it's like you bite, who gives you food? That's what happened or done by Israelis. Muslims gave them refuge and they destroyed Muslims. They tried to destroy Muslims, and now they are also trying to do that, the same thing, but they can't do that. They need to stop. Well, let's see what happened. What is going to happen, we don't know. But Russians, you guys are doing great job, and we're hopeful. And Russian peoples, you guys are awesome. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel because I need. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe now. Thank you for watching.